Hi. Okay, so we're starting a new project. Should I be? No, but I have something. This is, I'm wearing it to something. Also, let's just get this across now. My glasses do this. These are my backup glasses. They have blue light blocking in them, so it makes them look like yellow and blue. My real glasses are getting their lenses put in them. Okay, this is what I have to work with at the moment, so you're gonna deal with it like I have to. So next, yeah, because this is April. Okay, next month I'm going to see the Melanie Martinez Trilogy tour. If you don't know who that is, you'll learn today. She used to be on The Voice. She didn't win, which was crap. And then now she's probably, like, arguably the most popular, like, biggest known singer from The Voice. This is her, she just released her third album last year, Portals, and then now she's doing the Taylor Swift thing where she's doing a tour compilation of all 3 of her albums. It's called the Trilogy Tour. And I'm going with my cousin. I am so hype, okay? I fucking love this bitch. Nymphology tattooed on my skin, which is a song from her album. So I need an outfit to wear, and there's 3 eras of her albums, just like the Taylor Swift eras, and I'm going with the last one, the Portals one, which is fairycore. I don't really have fairycore. I have a couple like whimsy goth things, but I want it to be green, more like woodsy. So I'm making stuff to wear to the concert. So I have one thing for sure that I'm making that this yarn is for. Hopefully there's going to be more things in this video, because hopefully I make more than one thing, but I'm not making any promises. So what am I making with this yarn? I have been looking up mesh tops and like mesh top tutorials because I love the vibe, and I think the vibe fits cottagecore really well, or like fairycore really well. So I found this tutorial by, I forget her name, but it will be up here and linked in the description, where she made a mesh sweater. I kept going back and forth between a bolero, which is like just the sleeves, and then like a full sweater. We're gonna do a full sweater. If I don't like it, I'll make a bolero, basically. So for this sweater, she has like rows of tall stitches, like either double or triple crochets, and then rows of single crochets. So what I was thinking is we'll use green for the tall stitches and black for the single crochet stitches. And this yarn, I found it at Joann's. It is called Bernat Lattice. It's a medium weight yarn. There is 389 yards in it, and it is polyester, acrylic, and nylon. So I picked this yarn because A, it's soft, which is what I was looking for, and then B, don't focus on my face, focus on the yarn. Okay, see how there's like yarn within the yarn, and it makes kind of like a lattice? I love it. Like, here's an end. It's interesting, and I like it a lot. And then the same thing for this black version. This color is Loden Mix, L-O-D-E-N Mix, okay? This color is Charcoal, and this one has like grays in the lattice work, and I really like it. I think it looks really cool. So I thought this, plus it being soft, would do like almost an ombre, but not having to use like true ombre yarn. So I'm gonna start that today. What I would love to do is to make this. I would love to make like waistband. What would you call it? It's like a hair bandana, but it's big enough to go around your waist. I'll put a picture of what I'm talking about. I would love to make a hair bandana, and I would love to make a skirt. I don't know if I want like a mesh skirt or if I want like a true like crochet skirt, but it wouldn't be short, it would be maxi. That's my one concern with that, is it needs to be long to fit my vision. That's why we're starting with the sweater, because I know that's the one I for sure want the most. And then everything else is like extra sprinkles. So that's what we're trying. I would also love to make like one of the like waist things for my cousin as well. I'd love to make her something so that I'm not the only one in crochet stuff. I don't know, but this is what we're working with, and I think I'm gonna follow the tutorial. I haven't decided yet. I'm pretty sure I will, but maybe I won't. I'll definitely let you know if I don't. Otherwise, I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm doing because, hey, go watch her tutorial, duh. But, so, we're starting with this, and then let me get started. Oh my god, I'm sweating. It's like fucking 90 degrees outside. Anyway, I'm gonna start this, and then I'll get back to you once I decide whether we're following the tutorial exactly, what all we're doing, how's it going and stuff. I am gonna say I'm gonna use both of these say to use a 5mm, and in the tutorial she's using a 5mm, so I will be doing that. And I need to make sure it actually is the 5 and not the 5.5 because the clover hooks are the same fucking color. Anyway, okay, so I'll give y'all an update next. Hello and welcome to my car. So I brought my project with me to work so that I could work on it at lunch. So, update, I have the first panel done. So, I don't know where, I think this is the top. It also doesn't super matter. But it's like a cropped length, basically. Like, it covers the boob and a little bit more. So I like that. I did, like I said, where it's, the green is the tall stitches, like the treble crochets, the double crochets, and then the black is striping as the single crochets and the half double crochets. And I like it a lot. I did it a little bit wider than my shoulders just because I didn't want it to fit tight, because I know when I sew it together it's gonna like get a little bit smaller. So I measured it a little bit wider than my shoulders. It's I think in her video she did 74 stitches across. I did 80 stitches across, 80 stitches across. So I have the first panel done, and that's like either the front or the back. I'm about to make the next panel that matches, and then we'll see if I want to make it any longer or not, because I'll like pin it together. Because the good thing about this is you can just add rows easily, which is very nice. Also, this yarn works out beautifully. I really like it. It's also very soft. So far, I am very much enjoying my time with this yarn. So I'm about to start the next panel, and then we'll see how far I can get. Also, I'm really liking doing mesh because it is quick, even with changing yarn every like other row basically. It's quick, and I do appreciate that. And that makes me think that I will be able to do more clothing for this video. So, happy about that. But we are going to continue on with our journey. Okay, the next day, car round 2. I have made both panels, front and back. and I tried it on so that I could see how big the head hole needs to be, and I have a big head, so rather large head hole. And then so these are sewn together, and then I just have these ends safety pin together so that I can see. I think that's how big I want the arms, which seems, I don't know, it seems big, but then when I try it on, I'm like, no, that seems right. So like, let me show you. Okay, so first of all, I realize I'm trying this on over clothes and that I won't necessarily be wearing like this under it, but it is a little tighter than intended. May have forgotten that I probably should have taken my boobs into account, but it's fine because it still works. It still goes over. See, this is why it's already tight, so I don't want to make the arm tighter, so I'm just gonna have wide arms and it's gonna be fine. But so like, I like it, but I think what it needs is to be blocked, because that'll make it stretch more and make it looser. So what I'm counting on is that blocking it is gonna make it fit looser, because I just measured my shoulders and I didn't think about the fact that my boobs are gonna, like, boobs make things stick out more, so you need more space in the boob area, and like this is cropped, so the whole area is the boob area. So like, yeah, but I really like it so far. I think it's really cute. I wish it would sit down more, but I think also that is because it hasn't been blocked. I feel like once it's blocked, it'll be more like down here, you know, more like stretched. Because I don't want it to be like super tight on my neck, which is also why I have such a big head hole. So I'm gonna sew these sides together, just these little bits, and then I'm gonna start doing the arms, and the arms are gonna look the same as this. They're just gonna be, you know, sideways. So it's going quick. Welcome back to my car. I don't know what day I'm on. It's been a few days, but I have progress. Ta-da! So the middle is all sewn together as it should be, and then I have started the sleeve. Now let me tell you, I had already started the sleeve and then had to take it apart, because basically I sewed up the side, but I only sewed it to about here, like the second black stripe, because when I tried it on, I was like, I want my arms to have enough room to like get in there, and I don't want the sleeves to be tight. And then I put that on, and the sleeve was from here to here. It was huge. It was fucking gigantic. Bad move on my part. So I took the sleeve out, sewed this up more, and now the sleeve is a much more reasonable size. So let me go ahead and try this on for you. Okay, so it's about here. It is over clothes, so it would actually be a tad bit looser, but this is a sleeve. It's like 4 inches smaller than it was the first time I tried to make it. So it's still a big sleeve. It's still gonna have like a billow to it, but I like it much better. And I think it's much cuter this way. So I'm gonna do this all the way to my wrist, and then do the same thing on this side, and then we'll be done with the shirt, except for the fact I have to weave in ends, which will annoy me. But so the shirt's coming along very nicely. Now I have decided that we are gonna at least attempt to make a maxi skirt, and I found another tutorial on YouTube of a skirt that I like, so I look forward to that. But I need yarn for it, because I was thinking about making a scrappy skirt out of like just all the random green yarn I have, but that would not work for this skirt that I found. It needs to be all the same yarn. So, oh no, I have to go to the yarn store. Another update. This is the sleeve I'm working on. And this is the finished sleeve. I actually finished one. So, yeah, I'm about halfway done with this other sleeve. This sleeve goes down to my wrist. And I didn't measure anything for it. I just kind of kept trying it on as I did more and more rows. And then ended up with the length that it's at right now. And then the good thing about this pattern is you can just add on if it's ever like not long enough for you. So I ended up doing, I was counting the black stripes, and I ended up doing 17 black stripes, including this, the seam right here where the sleeve connects to the body. So I'm gonna do 17 black stripes here, and then weave in the ends because there's a billion of them. And then this top should be done. I want to wet block it, and I probably will wet block it because I think at least this middle I would like to have a little bit more give. But yesterday I went and bought the yarn. I forgot the word yarn. Yesterday I went and bought the yarn for the skirt that I'm gonna make, because I have decided that we are in fact making a skirt, and I do have enough time because today is April 22nd, and I don't go to the concert until the end of May. So plenty of time. And I'm following another YouTube tutorial. I'm going to be using, I don't have the yarn with me, I'll show you when I start the skirt. But I ended up actually picking Lily Sugar and Cream, which surprised me because I thought I wanted a more softer yarn, but I mostly picked it because of the color I picked is like an earthy green, like ombre, which is what I wanted the skirt to be. If you don't know, green ombre is a horrible color to try and fucking find in yarn, because I found it in thick yarn, but not like thin yarn. Like thick fluffy blanket yarn has some lovely green colors, but like 4 or 3 weight yarn, your choice is limited and it's very irritating. At least we were trying to buy it in store, because I know you can go get like hand-dyed lots and like stuff on the internet. I need to feel the yarn for me to make it. So like that's why I'm very iffy about buying yarn that I can't feel in person, because just because it looks pretty, what if it feels like scratchy bullshit, you know? Or what if the picture is really pretty but then the yarn comes in and it's really dull? Welcome. So and where I live, we're working with commercial stores only selling yarn, at least as far as I know. So, but I think the Lily Sugar and Cream will work. I know it's not the softest yarn, but it should be fine. So that's the next step, is I need to finish this sleeve, sew on the ends, and then we'll start working on the skirt. So today we are officially starting garment 2 for the Melanie Martinez concert. I have finished the shirt, I just need to weave in the ends, so we'll show that at the end. So I'm starting the skirt. The skirt starts with a waistband. This waistband has given me trials and tribulations because it's made for fingering weight yarn, like the pattern. Could I find fingering weight yarn at the store? Because again, I don't want to order it if I haven't felt it, right? And I also just want yarn now because I need to work on it now. So I went to different stores. I couldn't find any fingering weight or weight 2 or weight 3 yarn that had this nice, I was looking for green and browns, like ombre, like dark earthy ombre, and I ended up, this is Lily Sugar and Cream. I took the wrapping off, so I don't know what color, but this is Lily Sugar and Cream. I was between this and a Red Heart stripe yarn, but this is slightly thinner than Red Heart, so I was like, we'll go with this. So of course that messes up the measurements for the waist. So I was doing, in her tutorial she does 160 and she says it's like a small medium, and I was like, okay, sure. So 160, way too big. So I went down to a small because I looked up the pattern. She has like a written pattern as well. So I looked up the written pattern, looked up a small, it's 136 chains to do the waistband. Do that. Still huge. Also, I'm using a size 4 hook because that teeny tiny hook was not about to work on this yarn. But still huge. So then I took apart and went down. It says that it needs to be a multiple of 8, so I went down 8. So I went down to 128 stitches, and that one I think worked. I did count it a little wrong. I had to pull some stitches together here, but we're just gonna make a border over that and not worry about it. So I came up with this. I had to find a happy medium. This isn't very stretchy yarn. I have very wide hips, but I have a not so wide waist. So I had to find a happy medium between not too loose on my waist and able to go over my hips, right? And so 128 is where we're at with that. 128 chains is where we're at with that. So where I'm going with that, I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to put in a drawstring. That should help. I've also seen recently Amazing-ish Grace posted a video where she made a skirt that was a little big and she sewed elastic to the inside of it to make it like a little bit cinched. I really like that idea, and I think I may do the same thing with this, is to sew elastic on the inside to make it cinch in a little bit, because then it'll still go over my hips. But yeah, so this is where we're at. I'm making a waistband. In the pattern it only says to do 4 rows for the waistband. I'm actually gonna make a thick waistband, so I'm probably gonna do like 6 to 10 rows of double crochet before I start the actual like skirt pattern. And then obviously I'm gonna have to adjust the skirt pattern probably lengthwise, I assume, so that to account for the fact that I'm using bigger yarn. But I'll adjust as I go. I think it'll be fine. My main concern is the waistband, because I don't want it to like keep slipping down, you know, but I can't make it too tight because then it won't go over my hips. Anyway, this is where we're at. So we are in my car again. I do keep filming in my car just because I remember to film when I'm in my car, and when I'm like at home, I'm like, do I want to make sure I'm in good lighting? So yeah, but we have progress on the skirt. So I ended up doing 10 rows for the waistband because I wanted a thick waistband, because I like a nice like tummy coverage waistband. So I ended up doing 10 rows, and I think I'm gonna have to cinch the back a little bit because of where I messed up right here with the number of chains, and then also it's gapping a little bit. Like, it fits my hips really well, but then of course my waist is smaller than my hips, so it's gapping a little bit. So I think I may cinch it at the top, like just do a little fold over and like stitch right there to keep it in place. We'll see once it's done. but I'm on the next row. But I've started on the actual like design, and there's supposed to be, this is supposed to be done for 21 rows. Again, I'm using a bigger hook and bigger yarn, so I will probably not do 21 rows. But that one I'm just gonna play it out. I'm just gonna do some rows and then try it on. And I also need to relook at her in the skirt to see where this stops on like her leg, and then I'll just have mine stop at the same point, because I feel like if I do 21 it's gonna be too long. So but it's going well. I do like it. I like the yarn. I wish it was a little bit softer, but also I'm not mad because I like the color of it. I do kind of want to remake this skirt later down the line and get actual fingering weight yarn and do it like to the pattern and have like a nice soft like flowy skirt made of like little baby thin yarn, but that's later. So we'll see how far I get in this today. We are in my car again. So sorry, but I do have major updates. First of all, I ran out of yarn. I am using the Lily Sugar and Cream in the color Renegade, and I bought 6 of them because that would be 510 grams, and the pattern calls for 500 grams, so I was like, that should be enough. But again, didn't think about the fact that I'm using a bigger hook and this is thicker yarn. I went and got 4 more of these. I don't know if I actually need 4, but I was like, I don't want to go to the store again, you know? So I got 4 more of these bad boys, and I'm about to start using number 7 of 10 of these. But we have made major updates on the skirt. So we have waistband, middle part, and now the pattern, the actual pattern. So this, it's a flower pattern. Well, she calls it a flower pattern. I guess it's kind of, they could be like hyacinths or something. But it's a repeating pattern of like, here's the flower, you know. It's definitely the most tedious thing I've crocheted. It's not hard. At least I should say not to me. To me, it's not hard to do the pattern. It's just very tedious because I've had to go back multiple times because I like missed a loop or something. So that's tedious, and like, I don't know, getting the first part, the first section before it starts repeating done was very tedious. But now that I've done that, it's going much better. I will say the middle section, like this part, I did make too long. So I tried it on when I hit 19 rows, and I was like, I don't know, I don't think it's long enough. Like, I'll just do 21 like the pattern says to do. And then, so I did 21 and then immediately started doing the actual design. And now I tried it on at this length, and I'm like, I should have left it at 19. Like, now that I have some weight on the bottom that's pulling on it, I should have left it at 19. Am I about to take this apart? No, ma'am. We're gonna learn for the next one. That's what that one is. We're learning for the next one. I'm just gonna pull this up more. You know, just hike this waistband up a little bit more, and it'll be fine. Because I surely am not about to take out all of this work. But I have made such good progress, and I'm so happy about that. And this is going weirdly faster than I anticipated. Like, weirdly faster. I'm not mad about it though. But when I did run out of that yarn, I still wanted to crochet something. So I had leftover yarn from the top, So now I'm doing the same pattern. I just didn't make it a full circle because I want this to be a waist wrap, kind of like a hair bandana, but big enough to go around your waist. So I kind of want to do that, and I'm thinking about layering it on top of the skirt to kind of bring the color of the shirt into the skirt, since like everything is different greens, which is what I wanted, but I'm thinking about that. So either I'm gonna wear this over the skirt, or if I hate that, I'm gonna give this to my cousin to wear. Either way, someone's gonna wear it. Plus, this gives me good practice. I really like this design. I think it's really, really pretty. So this also gives me good practice on the design. But now, guess what? I'm about to run out of this yarn, and I want it longer. So I still have to go to the store, because when I went and got this, I was like, I don't need any more of the other yarn. One ball would be enough. I apparently am awful at telling how much yarn I need for something. But anyway, and this one, I'm still using the 4 hook. That's why they're about the same size. But now that I've started doing this pattern, I for sure want to make this skirt again with fingering weight yarn. For sure. Also, it is so hot in my car. See, I sit here with the air blasting, but you can't have the air blasting while I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm doing. It is so hot in my car. Anyway, these are what we're working on. And I did get a lot done because I worked on this over the weekend, and I got so much done while me and my husband watched Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. Hi. We're gonna address the elephant in the room. Yes, I have a popped blood vessel in my eye. Yes, I do. It's distracting for me too. I woke up with it. I don't have a cool story. I didn't get in a fight. I woke up with it, didn't feel it, didn't notice it was there until I got to work and someone asked me what was wrong with my eye. So we're dealing with this for apparently 2 weeks. I don't know. I googled it. I've never had it happen before. I googled it and it was like, it can last for up to 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, joy. So I just like punched myself in my sleep. And then now I get to deal with the consequences. Love that for me. So excited. Anyway, I'm fine. I know it's distracting. I'm so sorry. I hate it too. So, but the show must go on. So I have made a little hair bandana out of 2 different kinds of baby yarn. And this is, this is one, and then I'm making a second one for my cousin. They're going to be identical so that we can wear them together to the concert. So the white I used on the edge was some white that I actually had in my yarn stash. It's called Yarn Bee Spin-S in white. This is a 3-weight yarn, and I am using a 4mm hook with it. And then the other yarn I have, this yarn right here that I'm using, is called Baby Bee Sweet Delight in Baby Camo. That's what the card looks like. And it is also a weight 3 yarn. And this is very soft. It is 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide, I don't fucking know. But it's very soft and I really like this color. And I think it works up really, really pretty. Also, I did get 2 skeins. I still have this much left after doing this from the 1 skein. So I definitely bought too much yarn, but I'm sure I'll find a use for it because I always use green yarn for things. But I really do like this yarn and would definitely get again in different colors. Let's see. I am following a tutorial, but I haven't memorized because it's not hard. It's by Passionate Kelsey. Of course, who else would it be by? but she has a very simple hair bandana tutorial that's basically just a big triangle granny square that you then put little scallops on the edge. I'm basically doing that, but much bigger than hers, and also the yarn's smaller, so I have to do way more rows. And then I'm pretty sure she did a scallop in every other hole, like every other opening, and I did a scallop in every opening because the yarn's so small. But it's very easy, very simple to do. I will say I wanted it big, but now when I put it on my head, let me demonstrate. When you put it on your head, it like sticks out a lot. So I may like just tap that down a little bit to kind of compensate for that, because I didn't think about the fact that the hair bananas stick out, and that's so annoying. But other than that, that's the update. I'm still working on the skirt, and on the little waistband thing, I ran out of yarn, and then I went to Joann's, a different Joann's I normally go to, and they didn't have any, so I got to go back to the other Joann's to get more yarn. Okay, so it's been a minute since I've done an update. I was busy. I am a working woman. Anyway, I have updates. I have started another waist wrap that's going to be the opposite of the one I finished, which I haven't shown you it finished, but I did the same thing in green, and like that bright green, and then I made a black trim around it. So now I'm doing this one in black. I'm going to do a green trim around it, and one I'm going to wear, one my cousin's going to wear, because her outfit is also green. So I'm making two. I don't know which one I'm gonna wear yet. We're gonna see. But this was what was left over from my skein of black, and it got me pretty far. Like, I'm very pleased with how far it got me. So I have one more skein of black that I'm gonna use to finish this up. I think I'm gonna make it, I don't know, maybe like 4 inches longer. I'll be like here, yeah, maybe like 4 inches longer, and then do the trim on that. So I got that to work on while I'm on my lunch, but I realized I forgot my hook at home. So I went to Michael's and picked up just like a random hook, because clovers are expensive, and I do already have a clover. I just left it at my house, so I just pick up a random hook in a size 4, because it's always good to have hooks. And this one I'm actually going to keep in my work bag. But while I was there, first of all, Loops and Threads now has hooks and needles, like knitting needles, which I thought was interesting, but they don't have it in every size. Like, I was looking for a 4, and I only saw it in a 4.5 and a 3.5, or either 3.75. But that's interesting. And their hooks for individual hooks were $2.49. So I definitely at some point want to at least get one and try it, because it is a metal hook, which it doesn't have like the grip, and I like hooks with a grip. But for $2.49, that's not bad to just like test it, you know. But also, while I was there, I got yarn. I didn't plan on it. This one ever plan on it. But okay, so I was walking around, and they have Karen Skinny Cakes on sale for $5. These are normally $20. They're on sale for $5, so I got 4 of them for the price of 1. These are $5. They're 3-weight yarn. Okay, they're 3-weight yarn. It recommends a 4mm hook. It is 795 yards, and I got it for $5. Now, what am I gonna do with this? I actually have an idea. Surprise, surprise. I want to do top down raglan stuff. Like, I want to try into that. So I got these, and I either want to mix them to make a full raglan, or one of these may make a raglan. I don't know how much you need to make a raglan,
So that's my plan for these, because I like these a lot. Is he bringing my food? Maybe not. But okay, so what colors did I get? What colors did I get? Because they had like 2 or 3 more colors, but I got the ones that were pretty, because the rest of them were like neutrals. Okay, so this one is the color Spearmint. It's a nice green and blue. Then we got Cupcake, which is like teals and purples, which I thought these two would look good together if I needed to put them together. Then we got Grape, purples, stick. And then we got Blueberry Ice. So I love all these colors, and I think the ombre is really pretty. So I have these. Also, my face is so red because it is so hot. It's 86 degrees. So I guess I'll die.
So it is mesh. So underneath, I'm thinking this like black crop tank top and these black like biker shorts that I have. Cause like you're not gonna really see a lot, but like I could pop a nipple out in this shirt, you know what I mean? Okay. So like, I don't think that's bad. And I think the black tank is fine for it. Now I haven't made a drawstring for this skirt yet, so it's not gonna fit right on my waist. Cause you know, cause look, hips it fits. Let me pull it up. Now you got the waist. So it's gonna be loose right now. And instead of a normal drawstring, I think I'm actually gonna do like kind of a corset thing where you like pull these ends in and like make a little like cross with some yarn. Like a black chain of yarn is what I'm thinking. Also, I ran out of this yarn. So I did finish the ends, but it's not white as long as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to hit the ground, but like this already took 10 skeins of yarn. So we're just not putting any more into it. So I have this waist skirt, and then I also made a black one. One's for me, one's for my cousin, but I don't know which one I want. Like, should it be on the side? Or should it be centered? No, I don't like that. I feel like the vibe was having it on the side. So like on that. Okay, like this. I like this. I think I should go with the green one. More green. So then the last piece is the headband. Now my problem is I made these large. I made them large on purpose because I wanted them to like hang, you know? But now look at this. They like stick out. See how they like, it like sticks out? You see what I mean? Or is that like the look? Like, is that the look? Because I was thinking of like clipping this in a little bit with like bobby pins so that then it's not out so far. Maybe that's the solution. Yeah. And then I want to do like braids of this piece of hair, and I want this to be like out. Yeah, that's gonna drive me up a goddamn wall. I want this hair to be like out and free because we're going very like more is more fairy everything. Speaking of, look at my nails. I'm normally a black or nude nail girly, but for this one occasion, I got nice spring colored nails. So this all goes together. And then I'm thinking like, I have black dock sandals. I think this is cute.
Move the ottoman.
Move the ottoman?
Yeah, look it.
That was so aggressive. Look.
So fucking cute with our little fairy crochet and shit.
And my headband, and then Brittany's headband is too small.
No, my head's too small.
Oh, right. Sorry, the other way. I thought we all had big heads. Apparently not. Mine.
Sorry.
But cute. Okay, so this is the final installment about my Melanie Martinez outfit look. I just wanted to go over them in detail, like kind of what I did, and I didn't get to do that before I had to go to the concert because I literally finished this, I think a day before the concert. I finished the last thing that I was making. So let's discuss. First of all, we have a hair bandana, and I did make two. I made one for me and one for my cousin, and I touched on it briefly in one of the concert videos, but I brought them to her. I thought big heads ran in our family, like physically large heads. Like my head is fat, okay? Those like one size fit all hats at Disney don't fit my head. Like my head is fat, okay? So I always make hair bandanas larger than the like suggested size because my head's big, right? So I made two to the same size because I thought big heads ran in our family. Apparently, she didn't get the big head gene. She has a tiny head. We tied it like all the way to the end right here, and it was still falling off her head. Whereas my head, this fits like a normal bandana. So she had a tiny little head, so she couldn't wear hers. So I am saddened about that. I'm sorry, I assumed big head was like in our blood. but apparently not. So this is just a normal hair bandana. I made it with, I think it's thinner yarn. I believe this yarn may have said it was 3 weight, because I think it's baby yarn. It looks like 3 weight, but this is just a granny stitch. You start from this point and then you just work your way out and down. And then I just did little scallops on the border. And then this is a row, this little border is a row of double crochet and a row of single crochet. And then I did a chain and then did single crochets into the chain to make this little ties for it. So this is super easy, super quick. And then I just made it large. Like this is bigger than most hair bandanas. I wanted it to be big and also my head's fat. So that's where that is. She did keep her hair bandana. We offered to give it to her husband, but he declined. Kind of rude, honestly. But anyway. So, a success, kind of. Okay, the next piece. This is an overskirt, because that's the best way I can describe it. Like, you have a skirt, and then you tie this on over it. I don't know. I was doing layers, because with fairy core, I feel like more is more. So I made us both overskirts, and I used the yarn that, the lattice yarn that I used for the mesh top to make these. And then I just did opposite colors. So mine was green with a black border. Hers was black with a green border. And that did fit. And was fine and looked really cute. So I am happy about that. So I used the same stitch pattern. So I used the same stitch pattern on this, where it's, the tutorial I followed kept calling it a flower stitch, which granted some flowers do look like this. They have like bulby flowers, but when I've seen it before, I've seen it as a pineapple stitch, which I think fits the like design a little bit better, where you're making like these diamond sections of like kind of like a pineapple, right? This I kind of made up as I went, because so it's supposed to be made in the round and I didn't do that here. So I just like kind of guessed on the edges of like how to make it work, like making this little half pineapple. I was just kind of guessing and doing like stitch math in my head to kind of just make it end, which was very weird, but I think I figured it out well enough where like I think the edges look fine. And I will say I also adjusted her pattern a little bit. I took out a row of her pattern. It may have been 2 rows. I felt like it made, okay, so it made my pineapples slightly smaller, but I felt like there was a row in there. It was like it was the beginning of the pineapple. She had 7 rows, and I think, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I started it at 7 rows as this little bottom piece of the pineapple, or top piece, I guess, depending on how you're looking at it. And then she had 7 stitches on top, and I changed it to 6 stitches, and so on, because the way I looked at the pattern, I thought it had an extra row. Like, it looked like it had an extra row. So I took that off, and I also adjusted some of these connector little chains, because I thought a lot of hers, maybe it's just because I was using different yarn than her, but it looked like there was too much chain, like it was too big. So I adjusted how long some of these connector chains, because in her pattern they're all 3 chains long, and I changed mine to either 2 chains or 1 chain so that it kind of stretches a little bit instead of like pulling. And so, well, it's supposed to pull instead of not pulling on these and kind of like drooping a little bit. So but the pattern is surprisingly easy, and especially once you get to the point where it starts repeating itself, it goes pretty quick. And then the border is a single crochet and then a double crochet on top for the whole border. And then this is a chain of, I believe, 100. It might be 150. I have to look. And then a single crochet on either side of the chain. And then this top is just a single crochet. So I think this turned out really cute, and I do like my adjustments that I made to the initial pattern. So here's my skirt. I do want to make this skirt again in different yarn. I will say I really like the color. I couldn't find this like color combination of like almost like dark camo in any other yarn at the store. Like I couldn't find it anywhere. But the trade-off is that this is a little sugar and cream, so it doesn't like fall like maybe bandana yarn, you know, does. It doesn't fall as nicely. It's a little bit stiffer. So there was a trade-off with that. So when I want to make this skirt again, I don't want to do Lily Sugar and Cream. I want to do like a 3-weight or even smaller like soft yarn so that it like really falls nicely. But I still think that this one turned out good. Like you can see the pineapples really well in it, and I think it turned out really nice. And in this one I did follow her pattern like exactly. So it does have the extra row, and then you can kind of see here where they're kind of here. Where's a better example of where it's like the extra chains are kind of like, they're not pulled taut, they're loose, and I like them better pulled taut because then you can see the pineapple better because it's pulled taut. And in her pattern it does tell you how to do the finishing edge. I just put a border on it because with this thicker yarn than what she was using, when you do the like little finished diamond edge, it looks kind of like the edge of it is kind of like whereas with thinner yarn, like with her yarn, it doesn't look, it looks more like a clean up and down instead of like a woo 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 and then woo 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 going down. So to kind of mask that, I did 2 single crochet of this black Lily Sugar and Cream as a border. Is this Lily Sugar and Cream? It's random black that I found in my yarn stash, so it might actually not be. And then as part of her pattern, she had this little like latticey, laddery kind of pattern at the top, which I do think is fine, but when I make this skirt again, I want it to be pineapples all the way, like all the way. And I figured out by doing the overskirts how to make the pineapples start at the top and not need this like little extra row right before you get to the pineapples for it to work. So I do want to take this off and make it more of like a all one thing skirt, because like this is okay of a design, but I don't know, to me it feels a little bit choppy to go from this to these. I'd rather just do like one or the other. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna take this out when I do it again. And then for the waistband, I did a much thicker waistband than her. She did a decent, I think it was like only 4 rows, and this is, I believe, 10 rows of single crochet as a waistband, because you gotta put in that belly strap, that belly blocker, you know what I mean? I just like stuff, I like high-waisted stuff. I like stuff that, you know, give your belly a little, you know, give you a little more of that like tight waist figure. So I just did that. I just added more rows, and then I did a black border on top. And then, like we had discussed, my hips are very wide. I have birthing hips, according to like any old woman that I've ever spoken to. Old people love to comment on people's bodies. But yeah, I got birthing hips, them wide motherfuckers. And then I have a smaller waist than my hips. So to get this solid crochet over my hips, I had to make the waistband wider than I needed it to be. So, in the pattern, she had put a belt over this part. I don't even know if I own a belt, to be so real with you. And if I did, it wouldn't be a cute one. It would be like a, I just need this to hold up my pants one, you know? So I decided to make a little corset. I just made a chain of I made a chain, and then I did single crochets into the chain. And then I just stuck it through some of the single crochets. And I did it specifically on the connection to hide that connection, because like I said, I didn't get it exactly right. It's not like straight, it's a little bit curved. But you can't tell because you just pull these tight and it folds over, and I had it completely folded over when I was wearing it, and then all of these pulled tight. And so then it just looked like a little corset. And I thought that worked really well and looked really cute. And my skirt did not fall the whole time. So, a success. And then the last piece is the first piece I made for this, which was this long sleeve mesh top. I love this top. I think it's so cute. I think it turned out so well. The pattern was really easy to follow. The only thing I would change is I would make this top part of it a little bit longer, because when I made it, I didn't compensate for the fact I got titties. So that made it, when I was wearing it, it was like right up under them, you know. I wore a little cropped black cami underneath. And as I was wearing it, it just tucked right up under that black cami, right up under my titties. So I was safe, but I just would have made it a little bit longer for my comfort, you know. And then these sleeves were a good length. I like them a lot. I think this whole, like the whole mesh top is so cute. Love it. Definitely want to make more, maybe look at different patterns and more colors too, of course. I also really want to make a bolero, maybe a few boleros. So I think this was a success. The concert was fucking amazing. Genuinely amazing. Like, props, fire, confetti, balloons. It was so well done. It was so good. Like, Melanie Martinez puts on a show. She is well worth going to see. Well worth going to see. And then what she has been doing, which I figured she would do, and I was so happy that she did, is she talks about Palestine, and the like horrors going on there during her show. And she's gotten in trouble internationally for doing it. And I figured she would do it here because it's safer. Well, I figured she'll do it in every concert. But she took out one of the songs from her set list and made like a sadder version of it and played a video about Palestine. And then at the end, she literally ends her concert, goes off the stage by her dancers pulling out a Palestinian flag and her going free Palestine, and then she goes off the stage. Like, we love using our platform for good and to lift up others.
And so that was really, really nice and really, really good. It was also really nice to be surrounded, like, by the girls, gays, and theys, because it's a Melanie Martinez concert. So, like, you don't have to have people being like, why would she do that? Why would she be political? Or, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, no, the whole crowd was going, like, wild. We were so happy about it. So, that's also fun. It's fun going to concerts with, like, people who are openly, like, for the queer community, for inclusion, because then everyone just feels so able to be themselves. Like, the outfits that people wore were killer. Fucking killer. Also, there were so many bitches out there in stilettos. And I was like, what are you doing? This is like a multi-hour long concert plus the openers. And then it was so funny to see them go in and be walking fine and then come out and be struggling. Girlie, did you not put flats in your bag? Like, you got, girl. That was the only thing where I was like, why are y'all wearing platform stilettos to this concert? Like, yes, your feet are cute, but like, baby girl, it's a concert. But then also what killed me is there were some people full costume, hair done, makeup done, jewelry, and then you looked out at their feet and they're wearing like Skechers. And I was like, you gotta make it match. I understand comfort. I was wearing comfortable shoes, but my shoes matched. They were black Doc Marten sandals, so it matched with my vibe. And then my cousin was also wearing black Doc Marten sandals. But no, there were some people in like straight up dad shoes Skechers, but they had a full outfit, and I was like, no, don't like find some comfy sneakers that match, you know? Hate that. That's my 2 cents about outfitting. And I don't know if it would even be considered cosplay, but like if you're dressing up, dress all the way up. Unless people can't see your shoes, then who gives a fuck? But like, make it a full fit. Make it a full fit. And then to give you a sneak peek of the next video coming out, I'm doing a mail unboxing, and what would you call it? Maybe like a get to know me, because I was just doing an unboxing and I was gonna stick it in here, but it turned into me going on so many tangents. So I was just like, this is like a get to know me, because I feel like all these tangents are very like, let's just sit and talk, you know? So that's probably gonna be like a 30-minute video, just like, let's just talk and let's open this. And it is an unboxing from my P.O. box. I'm gonna put it in the description. I got a P.O. box. I got it for my business to use as a like return address, basically. But then I was contacted by someone asking if they could send me something, and I was like, well, I was already planning on getting a P.O. box. This is literally perfect. So now I do have a P.O. box. You are not required to use it or send me anything. I'm just letting you know that I am open to receiving things, I guess. Like the person who contacted me was this very nice lady who had some enamel pens that say fuck that she wanted to give me because I cuss in my videos, and that's become a point of contention in the comments. I go into it more in that video, but like stuff like that makes me love this community. Like the crochet fiber arts community is so sweet. So since I have it, if you would like to use it, go for it. I'll put it in the description. But that's going to be the next video. If y'all don't like unboxings, the next video after that is either going to be a tapestry crochet or a commission cardigan, because I'm currently about to start filming the video for this cardigan that I got commissioned for. Yes, I do commissions, if
that wasn't clear. I do. And my DMs on, I think, like any platform are open. I'm pretty sure. It may be a like you have to request it and then I like look, but I'm open to messages. I was about to say I'm friendly, but then I'm like, am I? I'm open to messages. If y'all have suggestions, want to talk about crochet stuff, have video ideas, because I am running low. I have a few videos planned in my head. I have a few. But then I don't know. But so that's a peek into the future. I talk about my next, which should be the tapestry crochet video that I want to do. I talk about in the unboxing video. So I guess I will see you guys then, or in my next crochet video if that's not your vibe. Thanks, guys. See you later.